You've broken many Apple scoops for us, so here's the scoop I need from you today. 3 new phones that we're looking at this week, but how much is this going to set me back? Are they going for $1,000 still?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there's going to be a new high-end model, and I expect, depending on the capacities and the screen sizes you choose, that phone in both screen sizes, the XS and the XS Max, will range from about $900 to probably around $1,200. So depending on how much storage you want, will impact how much you're going to pay.
And are the upgrades that we're going to get worth the price?
No, in my opinion. So if you have an iPhone 10 right now, you're not probably going to want to upgrade to the iPhone XS. It's going to be a fairly minor upgrade this year. I think one of the more minor year-over-year upgrades to an existing design. But if you do want the bigger screen, you might be enticed to upgrade to the iPhone XS Max, which is essentially going to be an iPhone 10 in a much larger form factor.
It's probably not going to stop people from buying them, though, right, Mark? What kind of quarter is Apple anticipating?
Oh, it's going to be a massive quarter, both the Q4 and the Q1 for Apple. The Q1, the holiday quarter, which is obviously what we look at most closely every year, in addition to the other quarters, of course, we're looking at about $90 billion quarter, which would be a record for the company.
Now, the watch was a surprising success. What is happening in this iteration?
So this is going to be the first time where Apple's actually going to change the design and the form factor a little bit of the Apple Watch. So the big story this year is going to be the screens, right? So the screens will be larger. They'll go edge to edge for the first time, sort of like the iPhone 10, but for your wrist, be able to show more content, but all at the same time, the watch faces, the case sizes will actually be the same size. So basically, you're getting a more screen size in the same amount of space.
Mark, as we step back and generally talk about the upgrade cycle and how quickly customers are replacing both the iWatch and in particularly more, I'm talking about the phones as well. So often you have, volumes are slowing. People aren't replacing their devices, but the prices are going up. So you're still coming out net positive. Where are we in that phone replacement cycle?
Well, in the phone replacement cycle, where we're at is we're going to see a lot of upgrades from people who bought iPhones in 2016 and earlier. So this is the year that a lot of people are going to upgrade. So if you have an iPhone 7 or iPhone 7 Plus or anything older than that, we're going to see a lot of people upgrade from that phone, particularly to this new lower end model that's going to replace the iPhone 8, which we're calling the iPhone XR. It's essentially going to be an iPhone 10 and a little bit of a cheaper casing to keep the costs down. So I think that's going to be the hit of the announcement on Wednesday, because that's really what's going to spur the upgrades in big droves.